stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. Oh, spinning away. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That's complete. Right around the 8. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They begin with a run by Crowell. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
No. Check. Patriot.
Off of play action, Darnold. And his throw here's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Crowell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. And now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the 50. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. Green's got it over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The result of 1st down is a quick slant gets him 14. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
A 1st down carry now for Crowell. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On 2nd down, Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Gone! 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 Gone!
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. This is Crowell, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this 1st half of action. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. And caught, right side, Green. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And Myers able to knock it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the 2nd half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Darnold on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Green. And down inside the 15 he goes. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down.
Sometimes it seems like a tough world out there. Many thought Sam Darnold would go #1 overall to the Browns, and he fell to #3 to the New York Jets. I think he fell to a great situation. He gets to go to New York with a rebuilding team, take over the job right then and there. And while many were expecting Broadway Baker Mayfield, instead, they got sudden Sam Darnold, and I think the Jets fans are going to be very happy to have him.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the run, it's Crowell. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Denzel Ward, the #4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
1st down, Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kevin Pierre-Louis able to get him for a loss of about 3. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Gun!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look deep for Perriman. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Rashad Perriman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns can grab the lead if they hit the extra point. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now out come the Jets. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Crowell. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. Charles, this was the 27th ranked rushing attack coming in. That play sort of shows why.
Yeah, and I have to admit that I'm a little bit surprised because they have talent on the line. They've got talent in the backfield, but for whatever reason, they can't mesh it together and make progress.
Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 44. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Mayfield on 1st down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. To Vecchio to add the PAT. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the 2nd half rolls along? The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 13. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Going underneath for Crowell. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make this a 2nd down.
They'll run with Crowell. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Partner, those are back-to-back 6-yard runs, and if they're going to continue to get those types of plays, shoot, you just keep running the same stuff, don't you?
Yeah, it was 1st and 10, then 2nd and 4. Now 1st and 10 again.
Lucky 56.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter.
Lucky 56. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. And he rifles one incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Crowell. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
On 1st down, Darnold. A little dump off for Crowell. And some room to roam now. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a 1st down. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Darnold on 3rd down. That's caught at the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Myers able to knock it through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Gun!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing. Wait, and got his man complete. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Mayfield showing why he was the #1 overall pick. He's got the Browns on the move, 1st and 10. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jets have recovered. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. Joel Bitonio, one of the steals of the 14 draft, the culprit there. Handoff comes to Chubb, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Mayfield. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Johnson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball?
Here we go.
And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Gone.
He's back to throw. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Leopard. Gone.
He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Back to throw. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And they'll get 9 there, as that sets them up better for third down. The Jets on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
A run for Nick Chubb, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.